Folks, before we jump into public comment, I really just ask members of the public to be very precise with your comments and stick to 3 minutes. We have a lot of people, and as a mutual respect, the City Council wants to hear all of you, but as a courtesy for every speaker who comes to speak, please be mindful of the people who speaks after you. At 3 minutes, you'll hear the buzzer, and I'll give you a request to wrap it up. Please honor that. We don't want to sit here all night. I'm sure you want to hear what other residents are saying, and the council as a whole want to hear. So, that being the case, if you could stick to the 3 minutes, and when you hear the buzzer, I'm going to give you heads up. You got 30 more seconds to wrap it up. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Lee, council members. Kevin Furr, Executive Director of the Sacramento Sierras Building and Construction Trades Council. I'm here on behalf of our members to support the California Northstate University Medical Center Hospital. We think that this project will bring in a lot of blue-collar jobs on top of professional and service jobs, and so we ask for the council's support of this project. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. My name is Troy Arnson, lifetime resident of the area. Business agent for the Iron Workers, Local 118 out of Sacramento. I'm also in support of the North State University project. It'll bring local jobs to my members that are involved in our union, and also the apprentices that live in our area. It's a great learning tool to have projects like this for the younger generation coming up. So I would just like to make sure you guys understand that it's very important to have a new hospital in this area, and thank you for your time this evening.
Good evening, Mayor Lee, Vice Mayor Hume, Councilmember Sohn, and Wynn. My name is Glenn Snyder. I'm here tonight representing the members of the sheet metal worker members of SMART Local 104. And I also am asking that you guys support the California Northstate University Hospital project, which is proposed for this area. It will bring a lot of economic benefit to the city of Elk Grove, as well as our members, and will be able to work on that, and it'll create a lot of opportunities for new apprentices in the area. So again, I ask that you support the hospital when it comes up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Lee, council members. I also stand in support of the California Northstate University Med Center. I represent the Heat and Frost and Insulators Joint Apprenticeship Training Committee and Local 16. Looking forward for the opportunities for training to bring in new trainees into the construction trades. A great opportunity for continued deployment of members of the community, and encourage you to support this project. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. My name is Bill Hodges. I am the president of the Heat and Frost Insulators Local 16. I'm also a 37-year resident of Elk Grove. I'm here to speak in support of the Cal Northstate Medical Center. I think it's an absolute vital portion of our community that we should be bringing in, and because it'll supply good paying jobs. It will put a lot of people to work. I think that's what we are about in Elk Grove, and I'd like to see that happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi. Tonight I'm not going to talk about too much about California Northstate University. What I want to talk about is integrity of the process. In researching this, what I found out is that a lot of work is done by a staff, and the problem with that is that they're not elected, and so they don't have the accountability that you guys have. Yesterday there was an article in the Sacramento Business Journal, I'm sure everyone saw it, that there was a resubmitted application. The Business Journal said that that was done on February 21st, one day prior to the information meeting. And so I do not know where they got that information. I'm assuming they got it from CNU, not from the city, because we could not find that information with the city. The problem with that is that the information meeting was the next night, and they basically doubled the size of the beds that they would have, and they increased the parking by from 1,120 spaces to 3,438 spaces. That's a little bit of a jump. And so since we've talked about transparency to where some people say that they are so sick of hearing that word, but this is why we're all having a problem. Even this early in the process, we're having a problem because we go to an information meeting and people that clearly know something about this are not telling us. I don't think Darren knew. I think he would have told us. But somebody knew, and I know CNU knew, because if their thing was stamped with the 21st on it, they didn't get that whole thing done overnight. While we were there, we got this beautiful brochure, and it had all kinds of information and the plans, and they knew that this wasn't the project. So what's the point? This is why residents in Elk Grove are skeptical of projects of this magnitude when we've already had a ghost mall, and we're concerned that these people are not forthcoming with information. They don't have financing. And that's totally a possibility. I'm not saying that they don't. They might not. We don't know. I think if they had it, they probably would be shouting it from the rooftops. And we just want some, again, transparency.
I'm not here representing any large, like union or people who are advocating for a large hospital project because it will line their pockets. I am a homeowner that lives approximately 2 blocks away from where you plan to put up, or from where the hospital plans to put up what I'm told today is a 13-story trauma 2 unit. It's going to replace a shopping center that was already built, and very important to me and many members who live in Stonelake, right at the edge of one of the largest wildlife sanctuaries in the United States. So you still have to jump through some hoops with the federal government, okay? We are very concerned. I don't want to live with a bunch of construction noise and pounding as piles are being driven into the earth for the next 2 years. I don't want to have to live with a bunch of extra traffic because you have several thousand students that are going to have to be parking their cars, and perhaps there's not going to be enough room in the parking structure. There may not be enough room in the additional living quarters that you plan to build. All of this is in the air, and you don't know exactly what it's going to look like. Just like the builders of that mall did not know what that mall would look, how ugly it would look, sitting there in the sun rotting years ago. We have lots of land in Elk Grove. I don't know why this hospital has decided that it has to be in the shadow of right where we live. I bought my land and built my house 18 years ago. Now, maybe I'm just one little person saying this, but you've got a whole community of people in the homeowner associations that are in Stone Lake, in Laguna Lake, and in Laguna West. They are not happy with you. They're not happy that the mayor may be on board with this and nobody was up front, and they came in the cover of night. I've heard people say, like cockroaches, and did a large land and then at Christmas, when nobody was paying attention to anything, it came out that we're going to have a big hospital there. Nobody knew this was coming. And I know we have several people on the board who are very in favor of this, because somehow it was 25,000 jobs. Maybe it's only 2,500 now. We've had all different kinds of claims go out. All I know is your constituents are not happy. They are concerned because we say transparency. I'm going to call a spade a spade. I think we have been lied to. I don't think people have been honest. Now, people have been elected for this board. You represent us. I've been in Elk Grove for 41 years. You may not be reelected. I need you to watch out for our interests, not just for an interest of someplace that has lots of money and wants to build a huge medical complex in an area where it has no business being. So please listen to the citizens of Elk Grove who live there and are going to suffer for this project. That's all I'm asking you.
The safety of the hospital needs to be taken into consideration, because So now I understand that there's gonna be 3,000 parking spaces in a dead-end street. And if you were a planner, you would never put 3,000 parking spaces in the end of a dead-end street and expect there not to be traffic congestion, traffic accidents, safety. How would the police get in there? How would the fire trucks get in there? So let's have some safety issues to the forefront, and not just I appreciate the tradesmen and what they need, but safety should always come first. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, City Council. Good evening, Mayor. Yeah, I wanted to bring up this hospital thing, all right? First thing, the population is 170,000 plus in Elk Grove currently right now as we can speak. Look, people, you know, having a hospital in the emergency room is probably beneficial, whether you like it or not. I would rather be close to a hospital knowing that I'm going to be to my deathbed and make it there in 5 minutes than to make it there in 20 minutes and I'll be dead. Whether you like that or not, you complained about this. Now you're complaining about the casino, and that's a done deal, so they're going to start building. So the noise is going to be there for that. Now you complained about the 5G. Technology is changing. You got to have jobs here. You got 171,000 people living here. You got this many people living here and this many jobs here. You got to equal the jobs and the population the same. Otherwise, you'll get a lot of crime, people looking for jobs. You're going to have a lot of crime going on. The less jobs, the more crime you have. You know, you got people sleeping at the city hall in Sacramento, which I have pictures of. That's ridiculous. And then the mayor's sitting there not doing anything. Then you want a $500 million stadium for the Kings, which they're in last place anyway, that no one cares about the Kings because it's $500 million in the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of downtown Sacramento with a bunch of residents, and it's noisy. Look, if you guys feel that this hospital is a big thing, why don't you pack up your stuff and move to Boise, move to another city. There's plenty of other places like Montana. They're taking application in Idaho. I don't care. Just move. I moved out of San Jose over 25 years ago. If I can do it, you can do it. Just move.